Saturday evening, waiting on the snow to arrive here at the 1 Degree Outside Weather Network. Hi, Matt Noyes. Thank you for coming to us. Whether it's sun or storms, you keep coming back, and we appreciate it. Here's the analysis on where we are right now with high pressure moving away, getting ready for the same setup that's brought us most of our snow so far this winter, which is a slug of warmth and moisture coming in and colliding with cold air to create precipitation and snow. That's why most of this is on the north side of the storm. Well, at least that's one reason for it anyway. The other actually becomes evident when you look at water vapor imagery. So water vapor is a great tracer in the atmosphere, the whites and the greens indicating moisture in the atmosphere. And a lot of times we can trace disturbances, which is fine. But in this case, I'm actually looking at the drier air that's coming in yellow. So dry air is overtaking this storm. Now, to one extent, you say, well, okay, so does that cut back on the amount of precipitation that we're going to get? Yes, to some extent it does. But actually what's really interesting is it plays with the cloud physics that are at work here and makes it almost impossible for at least a period of a few hours for some spots to generate snow at all. And we'll talk about that more in our live stream that I've got coming up for the Inside Track and Above members at Patreon. If you haven't joined yet, patreon.com/1 Degree Outside. We've got an evening live stream going for this one. If you've missed it, that's fine. We do them a lot as we lead into some of the bigger storms. So radar forecast, 8 to 9 p.m., you feel the snow into western New England. 9 to 10, you feel it in through eastern New England. Doesn't take long to pick up in intensity. We think between about 11:30 and about 3:30 in the morning is when the heaviest snow comes down. Inch and a half per hour is possible at times. Thunder snow, also a possibility for us. I wouldn't say it's a high likelihood, probably less than 10%, but somebody may be able to see at least a little bit of thunder snow along the way. What's really interesting, though, is when that dry air comes into play. Long story short, what it does is it cuts the tops off the clouds. And when you do that, you no longer can physically make snowflakes anymore in the atmosphere. And we believe that will happen certainly in Connecticut, Rhode Island, and southeastern Mass from 3 a.m. to about 7 a.m. But actually, it looks like it may try and happen all the way to the Pike. Once you start getting north of the Pike, you probably don't get enough of that to happen. There's colder air in the lower levels of the atmosphere. You can still make snow. And eventually that colder air in the lower levels starts to come southward as well. So you flip back to snow. But interestingly, you never regain the intensity you had during the overnight. The dry air has done its job of cutting the top half of the clouds off. So you get mostly a lighter intensity snow through the morning hours of Sunday. And by noon, you're pretty much done. The one thing that's going to be interesting is with a northeast wind and actually for a time an east wind during the overnight into cold air, we may actually be able to get a little ocean enhancement in places like northeastern Mass or far southeastern New Hampshire. So you might do a little bit better than forecast. Meanwhile, this map looks really similar to what Danielle showed you earlier in the day. Only thing I did was trim a little bit here on the southern side, and we did that together because we looked at that and said, look, if you're going to end up getting some sleet to mix in, it's going to have to cap you at some extent. So 6 to 8 across a lot of Connecticut, Rhode Island, southeastern Massachusetts for that matter as well. And then you pick it up as you get near the Pike. It's interesting because right at the Pike, it's a matter of about 2 degrees high in the atmosphere as to whether or not you're going to get any sleet to mix in. If you don't, you actually might have a sweet spot running right on the north side here that could pick up closer to 12. But you get down to the south and east, and actually the island should end up picking up 2 to 4, maybe closer to 4, particularly at the Vineyard. 4 to 6 when you come onto the Cape. You get to use the snowblower again on Cape Cod. Farther to the north, well, it becomes a fluffier snow. It's probably about a 15-to-1 ratio of snow to water, which is fairly fluffy for what we do in New England. It's not like blow it off fluff like we had out of some of the previous storms, but nonetheless, it adds up a little bit quicker, and that's why you don't get as much moisture, but you still get at least on the order of about 4 to 6 inches of snow in a lot of the north. So this is great for ski areas, great for snowmobilers who need to add some more snow in, and then you lose some of that moisture the farther north you go up into Maine. In terms of what's coming up for us when we get past this, I mentioned that by noon, a lot of this stuff is going to be totally done, but the intensity is kind of throttling back over the course of the morning tomorrow. So as this ships out, what are you left with? Well, it's mostly cloudy skies tomorrow. The temperature doesn't rebound a whole lot. You hang out near 30 degrees or so. But if you can get the driveway cleared out, you're making progress. It freezes in tomorrow night, but it looks like Monday is a break in the action. We could probably melt some of the pavement down on the driveway, for example, after that. The next storm is going to be coming in here probably Tuesday night into Wednesday. The only reason I say probably, it's about a 55% chance because as this storm organizes, it's going to move down to the south. The question is, do we get on the north side? So if you're in northern New England, you have actually a lesser chance. But if you're in southern New England, particularly near and south of the Pike, you've got that 55-60% chance that we get into some of this as it comes by. Either way, whether you get into that one Tuesday night, Wednesday or not, there's another one Wednesday night, Thursday, and that one's going to hit. That one's going to hit. There may be a rain snow line with it. So high temperatures tomorrow, again, as the snow tapers in the first half of the day and then leaves us with mostly cloudy skies in the afternoon, getting to about the melting point. Tomorrow night, we will get colder, but the wind chill, I should mention that before I move along, the wind chill tomorrow is going to be in the 20s for us. And then by the time you get to tomorrow night, some of us go down to the single digits. We always cool off so well with a fresh snowpack. Monday, we're back up to around 30 degrees. And By the time we get to Tuesday, same deal, setting the stage for, again, maybe getting grazed Tuesday night into Wednesday, and then getting the next storm for certain, by the way it looks now, for Wednesday night and Thursday. You can track it all with our app, Noyes' 1 degree outside weather, on the App Store and Google Play. We will keep you posted with any updates as needed during the night. Keep us posted, too. There's a Send to Us tab on the app. You can send us pictures, send us reports. You can head over to our website. And if you go to the community gallery page, you can submit in things there. And also, of course, social media, the handle 1 degree outside. That would be the number 1 degree outside. See you again later on.